Welcome to the JSN podcast. If you're a new listener, we are out on all streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and anything with pod in it. Today we will be starting a new series Kesari and myself will be doing on one of the big three anime or manga series, and that is Bleach. Our host Quan is out today, but the grind's got to continue. So let's start by reviewing the first 11 chapters of Bleach. So take it away, Kesari.
All right, so before we start, man, Bleach is one of my favorites. This is my third time reading it, so you know what I'm saying, man. Fan favorite. But anyways, getting into it. So starting off with the first chapter, we meet the strawberry, otherwise known as Ichigo. So off rip, they're in Karakura Town, Japan, and in Japan there are not many humans with orange hair. So that's why they call him the strawberry. He stands out a little. But he's just walking around talking to ghosts and stuff in the beginning, beating up humans because they're like offending ghosts or whatever. And he goes home. He has a crazy dad, brother and sister. I said brother and sister and sister. They're eating dinner. And late that night, holy crap. Late that night, Ichigo, like I just said, he can sense spirits, he can see spirits and things, ghosts. And he sees a girl walk through his window. It's like, what are you doing? She's a soul reaper named Rukia. And she didn't know he can see her. So
Yeah,
tries
she was going crazy when
yeah,
she found out he could see her.
yeah. And he tries to get her out of his room, obviously, because why the hell is some girl just popping in my room through a window, right? So she uses some binding spells on him. Turns out she's hunting Hollow, which are the monsters of the series, and apparently Hollows are attracted to high spiritual pressure. So that's Ichigo has a very high spiritual pressure, and that's why he can see her and see those things. And even his little sisters can see, or one of them, Kadin, can see ghosts and spirits and stuff too, because she has a moderate spiritual pressure for reasons that we'll go into much further down the line. But so a hollow comes and it's look hollows are attracted to spiritual pressure. So Ichigo has a vast amount of that. So the hollow starts like attacking his family and stuff. They're trying to run up on him. And Ichigo, while still being binded by a Soul Reaper binding attack, breaks out of that without use like I'm sure he probably obviously he's probably using spiritual pressure, but he did it very unconsciously, obviously, because he didn't know he had that. And he
Hold
goes,
on, if you haven't read any of this before, like I haven't, this is my first time reading Bleach and dipping into Bleach. This this part where he breaks free from a Soul Reaper's like binding spell is actually kind of crazy to me.
well, it's super
Like
crazy.
if you think about that, like how much spiritual pressure do you have to for the first time you even see some kind of binding spell and not even know about it, be able to break free from it?
Yeah, that it's actually thinking about it, it's insane because uh Rukia, she I don't know, I think she said it within these chapters, but she had some of the highest grades at the little spiritual pressure soul society soul reaper school that she went to.
Right.
So she was one of the best in her class. Obviously there's multiple classes, but she was one of the best, and Ichigo broke free of that immediately almost. And
Yeah, that's just crazy.
so he's trying to go save his sister and his dad. Well, his dad was actually already on the ground, just like flat out on the ground. So he tries to go save his sister, which the Hollow is about to attack and eat or whatever, kill. And he's about to get killed as well. And Rukia steps in front of him. So because of that, she couldn't really use her spiritual pressure, her powers like that. So she gave Ichigo the option to either use her power, become a deputy Soul Reaper or Soul Reaper, or he could die. And but
Yeah, for real.
he chose to save his family and get the spiritual pressure. So he got it. And so the thing with the spiritual pressure thing is like it changes your when he became a Soul Reaper, it changed his outfit and it automatically gave him a sword. The Zanpakuto, and
That shit is big as
yeah.
shit.
So the reason it's so big is because of I'm not gonna say that actually. I'm not gonna say that. But he gets a sword, which all Soul Reapers have of Zanpakuto, and outfit switches to a Soul Reaper outfit, and he smacks the Hollow, no no difficulty. That Hollow got
No,
smacked.
for real.
That Hollow got smacked, and that actually is the end of chapter 1. So I know I took kind of longer on that one, but chapter 1's in most manga are usually longer than any other chapter.
Yeah, it was 56 pages for chapter 1.
Yeah, so I know for Naruto and One Piece, those two are like 70 pages a piece. So they're generally longer. But chapter 2 is really just Ichigo trying to go back to his normal life. His family wakes up thinking a car smashed into their house when it was really a hollow. He doesn't know if it was like a dream or not at this point, but when he goes to school, Ruki is there, and obviously he remembered her from last night. It's like, bro, what are you doing? So she can't really go back to Soul Society without her Soul Reaper powers, and she thought that she only gave some of them to Ichigo, but she actually gave him all of her spiritual pressure on accident. So now she has to either wait it out to her body strong enough to regain it, or she's just gonna have to hide. So going towards the back end of the chapter, she's telling Ichigo that he must accept her duties. He's saying there's no way. So now going through chapter 3, Ichigo, she takes Ichigo and she to where a hollow is, and saying that if he does not want to do this, do not save the kid that's about to die from the hollow. And at first he really wasn't going. Like he was not going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he definitely was. And then he was like, nah, he don't want to see nobody die. And then
Yeah. And then he had
save him.
he explained to her that like he still hasn't chosen to become like take on her job, but while he's there, he will help her out a little because she helped him. And in this next chapter, so there's a character that I didn't mention, Orihime, that we met in chapter 2, and she has a pretty obvious crush on Ichigo. And so it's revealed within this next chapter, chapter 4, that hollows were, I think it's chapter 4. It's somewhere around there. Hollows are actually former humans. So after that they kill that hollow and Ichigo decides to help her out. Orihime's walking through that park, and Rukia notices that she has like hollow like grab marks, like hand marks on her leg, and she's like all beaten up. She's like, I don't know. She's not beaten up, but it's like she's roughed up. She's roughed up.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, rough up.
Yeah, and she I forgot what her explanation was, but that's obviously just wrong. Like you don't that's just wrong. So
That doesn't just happen.
yeah. So like I said, it was revealed that hollows were actually former humans that have died and didn't pass on. So Rukia comes to the conclusion that her dead brother is the one who is a hollow that was attacking her, and he is going to hunt her. It said that the first people that hollows kill when they become, or people kill when they become
Is their
hollows,
families, yeah.
is their family. I had to make sure I was saying that right. Is their family. So he's going after her, and Ichigo obviously that's his friend at this point. So
Yep.
he's not gonna let that happen. So while Tatsuki, who is another one of their friends, and Orihime are hanging out at her house, they're just talking and they're actually getting attacked. So they get attacked. Tatsuki like faints, or like she doesn't faint. I think she got knocked out or something by the hollow. And Orihime still hasn't realized that this is her brother at this point, and that hollow was getting pissed. Her brother was getting pissed that he wasn't remembered. So he he's about to kill her. Obviously, he's about to get her, and then Ichigo comes through, and you know what I'm saying, he starts fighting the hollow, and it comes to the point where it's a it's really just a misunderstanding between the brother and what the sister's telling him. So Orihime, the brother thinks that Orihime stopped praying to him and praying for him and things like that because of Ichigo and Tatsuki, and she's having friends and she's moving on with her life. But in reality, her reasoning was because she didn't want her brother to think she's always sad and stuff. So she's only telling him the happier moments she has, and the happier moments she has are with Ichigo and Tatsuki and all her friends. So, long story short, the brother kind of just gives up and lets Ichigo kill him. Rukia erases Orihime's memory, and then that's really about it with that. So, I think next up we have the parakeet.
Yeah.
Parakeet. So, Chad, who is another one of Ichigo's friends, finds a parakeet, a talking parakeet. It's like, and this parakeet is like actually super like advanced for a parakeet. Like they doing all the things, saying so many words that these kids that don't teach it. So
Yeah, so they kind of I wouldn't say suspect, but it's definitely out of the ordinary for a parakeet to like speak fluently
yeah,
like that.
yeah, and I think I read this like 2 days ago, but remembering this, I am pretty sure Ichigo noticed like something was wrong with the parakeet, like something was up with it. But Rukia told him it's not like a dangerous spirit, it's not a hollow or something, so it's fine. And it comes to find out that this parakeet is a young boy whose mother died, who's looking for his mother. Mother died, and a hollow the hollows killed the mother, so there's no way to bring the mother back. It tricked the boy. It took the boy's soul and put it in the parakeet and told it if it can stay away from him, the hollow, for like 30 days, then it won't be it'll bring its mother back. And obviously
Wait,
this
hold on. I thought it was the guy was a serial killer. He killed the mom, and then
yeah, yeah.
the parakeet kid killed him after he killed his mom as a person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did I say
I
the
don't
hollow
I don't
killed the
think he was
mom?
a hollow yet.
No, no, no. He wasn't a
Yeah,
hollow.
I, yeah,
Did I say hollow killed mom? Well, I
yeah, you
guess the
did.
spirit of the hollow killed the mom in the real life. Real life. It's real life.
Yeah. He
That's
was a real person and killed the boy's mom
yeah, yeah. That's what I meant to say.
and became a hollow.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I guess I
Yeah.
said that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Um, but in the meantime, the obviously the parakeet's running away from the hollow, and Chad found it. So as the hollow is going after Chad and the parakeet, Ichigo and Rukia notice. But Karin, Ichigo's sister, when it touched the parakeet, when she touched the parakeet, not it, my bad, Karin. Um, she actually seen some of the memories because, as I said before, she actually has some spiritual pressure on her too. So she's seen the memories of the hollow, and she told Ichigo to please help the hollow, save the hollow, because she's oh, that didn't happen yet. But so basically Ichigo takes her back to their house and rushes off while Rukia and Chad are fighting this hollow. And let me tell you, that man Chad was going
That boy
crazy.
nice. Boy nice.
That man, he said, where is it? Rukia said, it's right there.
For our
Leave.
viewers out there, Chad cannot see hollows at all.
Can't
And
see
my
it.
man Chad was going crazy.
He said, where is it? What did you say? Right in front of you. You said bop, bop, bop.
with a light pole.
That he took a light pole from out of the ground and
And beam that thing, bro.
the hollow was pretty resilient though, and even cracked the joke that he was gonna give up, and then he said psych. But obviously this is a shonen, and this is the beginning of one. So Ichigo popped up, and he started boxing with it with his sword. Obviously he wasn't hand to hand, but he killed the hollow, and that's how that little mini arc ended. Well, it did actually. I lied. So after that, they perform Kanso, which is basically like the what's the word? It passes. It allows the soul to pass over to the Soul Society the next life. So they perform Kanso, and they let the bird, the boy, get out because since his body was out of its or since his soul was out of his body for so long, there was no way to revive him to his true life. That's where that ends. I think that is where volume one ends. Around there, something like that. Yep. So that's actually.
So
Go ahead.
what? Go ahead.
I said that's actually where a little bit deeper into volume two. Actually, I think that's where we ended. That's where we
We
ended.
ended 11,
Yeah. Damn, I was kind of.
chapter 11.
Yep.
Okay, so I know this is your third time reading through, but are you picking up anything different?
So far,
Yeah.
not really. I feel like the more deeper things, the more hidden things come a little bit later on into Soul Society and Rankar and things like that. But I think
Okay.
early Bleach is like even. So we're comparing like I don't want to compare, but I'm gonna have to. The art style, so this is its original Kubo, the mangaka's original art style that he used in his
Mhm.
first work, which is a zombie powder. So it's actually, I think Bleach has the best artwork out of the big three. Even
I'm not gonna lie. I agree. I agree.
yeah, I think that's not even, especially later on. But I was I always thought that Bleach, like early Bleach, was like just a not a good art style, like not that good. But reading it again, like for my third time, I'm like, this is actually like pretty good art.
It's really clear.
Yeah, it's really good. And it gets better. That's one thing I will say for sure. It's really good and it gets better. I like the character designs. And one thing I will say about Kubo is I like the fact that he puts different like ethnicities within the story. Like usually in a manga, it's straight Japanese people or straight American, but like he has Chad in there,
Right. He's got different
Mexican.
cultures
Yeah,
already. So I think because this is my first time reading Bleach. Well, I read book one a while ago, but I kind of just picked up an extra few chapters because to do this podcast. But um, I think it's out of the big three, Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, right? Right?
yep,
This kind of gets right to it too, like Naruto. You know what I mean?
yeah,
One Piece is kind of latent in developing into something that you can really understand, but One Piece takes a little while to get to that point.
yeah,
It's kind of just like a developing story for One Piece.
yeah.
But Bleach and Naruto, especially Bleach, because we're talking about Bleach on this podcast today, it gets right to it. I'm not gonna lie. And I kind of like it. I have no problem with it as long as there's good explanations with what's going on.
Yeah. I think
I was kind of
go ahead.
surprised in some of the things. I was kind of surprised in some of the things Ichigo was doing with like the spiritual pressure and all that off the rip because it's like his first time like really um being exposed to that kind of power or whatever.
Yeah,
So I was kind of surprised by that. But other than that, I think Bleach it's developing nice, I think.
I
And
think so.
my favorite character already so far is Chad, just because he was going crazy. You know what I'm
Chad
saying?
was going dumb, bro. I can't cap. And I'll say to that point, I think so. Comparing to One Piece and Naruto, I think Naruto it kind of gives you all your characters up front, right? So
Yeah, your main characters.
yeah, because I'm pretty sure you meet like Sasuke and Sakura and Kakashi like 4 chapters in. So
Not even. I think like two.
I think it's pretty early in there. So um, and then Bleach, right? So Bleach is giving you your main cast, your characters through like actual story, right? So Orihime, they go to school. She's a main character. I'm just gonna tell you. So she's going to school, and then you have that arc about her brother. It gives you like a little backstory into her, and then you have Chad. He's also a more mainer character. You know what I'm saying? It gives you the
Mhm.
little arc with the parakeet. So it's giving you your characters through story, and it's giving you them pretty quickly. That's 11 chapters, and we have three
Three characters.
three main characters, right? And then you have
Yeah.
One Piece, which your One Piece you have they don't give you your characters up front like that because it takes obviously first arc is the little Zoro joint. You get him, Nami. You get her a little bit later, and then it takes you a whole arc to get Usopp, then Sanji. But then like after that, it's like because
You gotta wait, bro.
yeah. So the whole I would say I don't know if you think the same, but I think the whole like Straw Hat crew is the main cast. Like that's what I would say.
Yeah, because I think I don't know because once you start getting into later, I haven't seen them pick up like Trafalgar and all them yet.
Yeah.
But like Chopper, Sanji, Zoro, Nami, and Luffy
Yeah.
and Robin, right?
Yep.
That's six people, right? And Usopp, seven. So seven people. I think I don't know, 6 or 7 people. I think that's like the main cast
But then they
because
go.
it takes a while. I think it takes a while for them to pick up that next person.
That's what I'm saying. So even from Sanji to uh, what's his name?
Chopper.
Chopper. That takes a little while.
Yeah, that takes a break. I'm not gonna lie.
And then it's like if you're talking about anime, it's probably like another 30, 40 episodes. So they get Robin. After that,
Yeah,
I think
Alabasta.
next is Frankie, and that's like another like 100, 200 episodes.
Yeah, so see, I'm only on episode almost 200, right? So I haven't even, I'm at the end of Skypiea.
Yeah, so
So,
that's what I'm saying. So Bleach gives you your main characters up front with story. Naruto kind of just gives you your characters up front, and then One Piece gives you your characters with story, but over time. So
yeah.
that's what I would say.
So, I have no problem with that though, as long as it's explained
Oh yeah, yeah.
in a good,
I don't care, but that's because we were talking about how Bleach kind of gets right to it. So that's where I
yeah.
was kind of bring it like because I One Piece is one of my favorites. I love like One Piece, and I don't care that I don't get all my characters up front, but I'm the fuck what the my point was Bleach is kind of doing both, giving your characters up front with the story and get while like getting to the fights and stuff, getting right to it.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
And I kind of like this whole spiritual pressure thing is kind of new. I haven't really seen anything like that before, even though it's an older manga slash show.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested in seeing how that works throughout the whole series
So
because I don't even know how to compare it to a power system, to be honest.
so this is what I'm like. So within my even I just dropped that Tower God Power System video. Y'all go check that out, the Young Demon on YouTube. But even like when I was doing that video, I wouldn't call the energy source itself a power system. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't think like so I wouldn't say like spiritual pressures a power system. It's more of just a way that they a way to use the energy to use the power.
Okay, so it essentially is like key.
If I had to compare it to something in real life, it's like gas.
Okay, you
Gas to
just
make a
fill
car
up your
run.
car
Yeah,
and then okay.
gas to make a car run.
Okay. So it's just essentially it's just what makes your powers possible, not necessarily the power itself.
Yeah.
So then let me ask you this. Unless it's a spoiler, how do how do you get stronger then? You like up I don't know, like make it so you can have more spiritual pressure?
So you can.
Or is it more based off like your physical abilities and your spiritual pressure like um your how much spiritual pressure you have and your physical ability. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of. So Bleach kind of does a thing where you have to find the power within yourself. So like you have to face like I don't want to say it, but you kind of have to find the power. You have to face like yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know how like people have to overcome like mental health issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You kind of have to do that here as well. Not necessarily mental health. That's just an example, but like you kind of have to find your inner self as well. As well as you, I
Okay.
mean, sword skill
Right.
and then developing techniques. That's really kind of how you.
So is this more like is there like certain Soul Reaper techniques that they go into learn?
So we actually talked about, well, not Ichigo himself, but there are Soul Reaper techniques. You know how Rukia used her binding spell.
Yeah.
See, that's a Soul Reaper technique. Hado, that's what it's called. There's also Bankai's. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like
And
that.
I'm interested to see like are the villains gonna always be hollows?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Because I don't want to just see a show where they're only fighting like JJK. They're not only fighting the cursed spirits, right?
Yeah,
They're
so
fighting like in
actually,
between each other and
the inspiration
yeah.
for JJK was Bleach. I don't know if you knew that.
I was kind of getting I was getting that vibe and I didn't want to compare spiritual pressure to cursed energy, but I was getting that vibe.
Yeah, so that's they actually did an interview together. The mangakas Kubo and Akutami, because that's his inspiration. That was his idol or whatever.
Okay, so
But yeah, no,
okay,
it's
I see it. I definitely see it.
yeah, it's not just what do you call it? Hollows.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
So there's gonna be like villains, like well,
Like
I guess human villains, I guess.
yeah, humanoid type joints. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, bro. Nothing. If it was straight hollows, I probably wouldn't have watched this. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of
Yeah, because I feel like
boring.
it would get pretty repetitive.
It definitely would. Cause like even so, you can have like different races, just make them like humanoid, like
Yeah,
just give them like a human type body and human speech, and you'll be straight.
right.
Yeah,
So, like you said for Bleach, I do like how off the rip they introduce like different people. They're like you said, they're not just Japanese. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I like that. Like Chad is Mexican. Like
yeah.
I don't
It's
know what
different. It's different.
yeah, like I don't know what
Or human?
Ichigo is. Ain't no
No.
way he's a redhead Japanese guy.
Yeah, he's
I feel like that's
he's a
something different.
very special case. You will find that
Well,
out.
then he might just be a redhead Japanese dude, but
Yeah, he's
um
a yeah, bro.
we
It's like
always see these in pretty much any old shonen and honestly new shonen too, like JJK, Itadori's grandpa dies. Most of the time we see the parents of these characters die. Like why I mean, I don't want to I want to ask you why do you think that is, but I kind of feel like I already know. I feel like it makes their character more tragic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it gives you something to like ride with them for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like that I'm starting to see like this whole pattern, like Luffy don't got parents, Naruto don't have parents, uh Goku don't have parents,
So,
Ichigo's parent, like you know what I mean?
I mean, Ichigo's dad's there.
But I mean his mom's gone. So like
You'll find out about that next what do you call it? Next episode.
it's so I don't know. Like Deku's dad's not there. Like he's got All Might. Like you
So
know what like
yeah, no, I see what you're
it's
saying.
it's it's a repetitive theme to
It
me.
kind of gives you, but it kind of gives like the character something to, not the character, the person something to like ride for that character for. And I'll say it to the point of One Piece.
Yeah,
It's Luffy's dad is in One Piece. You just don't.
I know who
Yeah,
he is.
yeah. You just don't freaking like they're not together for some reason. But Luffy did have his grandpa there, and then when somebody asked Oda about Luffy's mom, he said that he just didn't make a he didn't want to make a story. He wanted to make a story without his mother in it. That was literally his answer. So
So Luffy literally doesn't have a mom.
yeah, yeah,
She was never written.
yeah. Basically, like she just isn't a thing. Um, and then Naruto, I don't know.
He
I don't.
just doesn't have Naruto's like an exception, I think.
You're just gonna have to go further into Naruto to see why he doesn't have parents.
Because he's literally a baby that's bound to like a horrific spirit. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah. No, you're gonna.
like he,
Once you see why Naruto doesn't have parents, you'll be very you'll. I'm not gonna say you'll like that he doesn't have parents because that's weird to say, but you'll like the way it's written. How why?
okay, cool.
But yeah, it is a common trope. But one thing I will say is that it isn't common is you saw Ichigo. He Rukia told him to become like a take over her duties, and he wasn't doing it. Like any shonen hero will be like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this. I gotta." But Ichigo doesn't care. He doesn't. He
He's like,
doesn't.
nah, he ain't going for that shit.
No,
He
exactly.
wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. The only reason he's helping her is because she helped him. That's literally it. That's something that you'll see that's
And
very different.
he's definitely starting to get the hang of it though. But I will say, um, another thing I like about Bleach is that they gave the main character siblings.
Yeah.
Because most most main characters don't have siblings. And I like that he has siblings because that's like another motivation, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. His family. As you go through the series, you'll see that his family is very important to him. But I think it's like I don't know why it's like that though. Like why can't Luffy have a goddamn? Well, I guess he has Ace, but like a real brother type.
He has two brothers, but they're not even there, you know what I mean?
They're not there, and they're not really like they're not actually like blood. Like they're just god dang.
He's got Ace and Sabo, right?
Yeah.
So
Uh. Yeah. I get that for sure. I think you could easily just draw him a little sister or something that he wants to take care of.
yeah, because I feel like that gives the main character like you not about to touch my sister, like you're not about to touch my brother, like
Well, there's that, and I feel
type
like it
thing.
it makes the character a little bit more relatable as well.
Yeah, it gives them more of a dynamic.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of things with these characters. Like some of these, there's some characters that are just super relatable. Like people, not necessarily like me myself, but like a lot of people can relate to these characters, and there's some that they just like, there's no way you're gonna relate to this
Well, I'm
character.
interested because I have a bunch of the Bleach mangas, right?
Yep.
And Chad is on book 5. I'm super interested in knowing Chad's backstory because how the heck did a Mexican dude get in Japan? I'm like, like realistically, like, why the heck is a Mexican dude in Japan?
I think he's half. I think, but
So, well, I mean, either way,
yeah, 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 yeah.
like,
I know what you mean.
so I'm interested in knowing his backstory because he seems like a really interesting character to me. Even when like we was just talking on the phone before we started the pod, right? And I was like, yo, like, why does like Chad's jaw is like super strong? Like he don't even look like he's like
Chad's a
he
monster.
looks way different than the other character. Yeah, and
He's
you
a
were like, bro,
monster.
he's Mexican. And I was like, ain't no way. Like a Mexican dude in Japan, like what?
Yeah,
But
bro.
he actually looks different, and I rock with that. So I'm interested in knowing his backstory as well because he he can't even see the hollows. And if he's strong enough to rip a light pole out of the ground, like like you gotta have some potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're gonna get that like a little bit down the line. Actually, I don't know if you get like a true and tried backstory, but you get a reason as to why he's doing some things that he does, and it gives you a little insight back into his past, but not like I don't know if it's like a true. I'll say there's a lot. I don't know. What was I gonna say? I don't know, man. I just know Ichigo is my guy. Fuck it, bro. I love Ichigo, bro. I'm not gonna
But I mean, that's pretty much it for me, man. We only went through 11 chapters. I think this is gonna be a series between me and Kasari,
yeah,
unless Juan jumps in here sometimes. But
we may have
yeah,
guests
so me and
too. You know
Kasari,
what I'm
we're
saying?
gonna review Bleach for now.
Yeah, sure. But you know what I'm saying? Bleach, Bleach is something that is very overhated for some reason.
You
Like
said hated or rated,
hated. I think it's
so people don't like it.
not for real. I think it's underrated too, because even if you go on what is it, my anime list, I'm gonna tell you the rating. I'm just gonna let you know I just don't agree with it, but I think I think the reason it's kind of like that though, is because of
Are you looking for the rating?
yeah, I'm looking for the rating, but yeah, the reason I think it's that is because not
What'd you say?
everything. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Person?
Your mic is messing up, bro. Are you close to it?
Yeah, I'm right into it. I can hear myself echoing. I sound fine.
I can't hear you, bro.
All right, because I don't know what the
You
what in the world is going on in the world podcast. Goddamn podcast. You can hear me? All right, this is weird because I can hear I can hear myself.
I can hear you now.
All right. I don't know what happened. Like I can hear myself. In the mic fine. But
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know what happened.
uh, like I was saying, I think the reason Bleach is overhated, underrated, is because of like that. Not everything in Bleach is like surface level. So all the development you're gonna see in these characters isn't like he didn't just write it out like that. That's what I think. There's a
I get
lot
what
of
you're saying.
yeah. There's a lot of like deeper things that you have to look. Almost all the characters have good development, and but you just written on the page. And I think Bleach has the stigma that is off after Soul Society, which is the first major arc. And I think
Hmm.
in the end, I can kind of see why they say that because essentially the anime is filled with filler all that arc, that Arrancar arc, which is second major arc. So it's like
Right.
it looks worse. Like things, it just seems worse, but it's really if you. That's why I said it's probably the better option in terms of that. And then I think the Fullbringer arc is also some people call the Fullbringer arc the worst canon shonen arc. I don't at all. I think if you really like look at it,
They think it's that bad?
yes, bro. But if you look at the development Ichigo has in that arc, it literally is not that. It's not as bad as people make it out to be, like at all. I give it like an 8 out of 10.
That's crazy.
Like people think it's the worst shonen arc. And then the final is hasn't been adapted yet, so I don't know what to think of that. But some people overrate it. I don't know. It's good. But Bleach is rated a 7.8.
Yeah, on this app, it's rated a 75.
You see what like, bro? Like realistically, let me see what the manga is rated to. But realistically, I don't see how that can happen. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not even like trolling. Like I'm not. And I told you earlier. Bleach is one of my favorite things because it's not a I'm gonna.
It's rated a 70.
What?
74. The manga's rated a 74.
Right here, it's rated a 7. Like 0.69 or something. Ridiculous. That's like, ridiculous. I can't say it's 4 or 5. But obviously, like I said, I'm not a biased person when it comes to ranking my own. Like Seven Deadly Sins is like maybe I can say that, but still one of my favorites. Like this is a little ridiculous. That is all I have for Bleach.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You want to get into some general anime talk, or
I don't really have nothing else to say about for me. I don't know about you.
what do you say? Tristan?
How much time are we?
I don't know why he sounds delayed, but 42 minutes.
Yeah.
42.
Okay, well, yeah, we can talk about it for a little bit.
All right, cool. I'll do a little bit of anime talk.
Oh, do you want to bring up? You want to talk about Tokyo Revengers? Am I?
Little. Tristan? All right, guys. Tristan was doing a little bit of lagging, so I think we're gonna end it here at around a 40-minute pod. The Bleach episodes are gonna be a little bit shorter on average because we're gonna be reading less chapters because we also have to read or watch our One Piece and Naruto, so they're gonna be a little bit shorter, but still same type of flow. Still some good stuff in there. So if you like the pod support, watch on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, excuse me, Spotify or any of the other streaming platforms for podcasts. And I'm putting in that work on YouTube. Too much Tower of God content coming. If you're a fan of Tower of God, head over there. It's at the Young Demon. But with that being said, that's all I have. So
If y'all can hear me, this is our Bleach series, so hopefully y'all tune in more often on this too. Thank y'all for listening.
yeah, man. So that being said, you know what I'm saying? It's the JSN gang, and we're about to be done with this joint.
And we out.
Be gone.